The AliExpress summer sale is upon us and there are some absolute bargains available for you. I have a list of 10 super value watches that have caught my eye and the last one is only £30, proving that you don't need to spend a lot of money to get a lot of watch. Hi guys, my name is Jason and I am your watch guy today. I'm going to keep this intro short because we've got a lot of watches to talk about. We're talking AliExpress sale pieces today. All of the ones that I mentioned are linked in the description. Use those links to go and find the best deal that you possibly can. There's some insane prices out there, so let's get into it. We're going to begin with an absolute classic on the market and one that I think a lot of us have forgotten about. The CADISEN Diamond. The diamond set market at the 12 o'clock is a fantastic feature, but personally, I think the real selling point to this watch is the 9015 Miyota movement in the back of it. An overall beautiful dress watch, but for less than £75 in the sale, this one's an insane bargain. You can see reviews for this watch all over YouTube and the praise through them is quite apparent. If you're looking for a cheap dress watch with substance and a brilliant movement to complete it, this one's for you. It's available through the CADISEN official store that's linked in the description. Moving up in price now, but still a fantastic value piece. SEASTERN's take on the FXD Black Bay from Tudor. I love the idea of the FXD and this one really does follow that mold. With ludicrous loom, a mechanical chronograph movement and some fantastic design notes. What's not to love here? I personally can't believe that this one's only £185 in the sale. Where's the profit? I'm a big fan of SEASTERN. They always pack a lot of value into their watches, but they also produce incredible quality for that price. This one's definitely a piece that I could see making it into my collection in the very near future. It's available through the SEASTERN store on AliExpress. I think this next one is probably the cheapest driver's style watch on the market. From our friends at BALTANY. This is their 1921 vintage take on the Vacheron American 1921. Unlike the Vacheron, however, you won't have to remortgage to pick up one of these beauties. Throughout the sale, it's available for less than £115. After watching top tier tickers review on this piece, it's very fair to say that I have become quite a fan. The rotation to the dial and the vintage style more than sells it to me. BALTANY are known for their quality work at budget prices and this is no exception. Available with either a mechanical wind movement or an automatic movement, this one is the ideal piece to scratch that vintage itch. Available from the Octopus Radune store below. Now for a piece that I've recently reviewed from AQUATRIDENT. Their fully carbon fiber Neptune is absolutely insane. There's so much quality throughout this piece and it also has an SW200 Swiss movement powering it. It's hard to deny that it's well worth the £320 price tag. They've also just released a carbon fiber bracelet to match this piece. Again, an insane offering and probably the only place that you will be able to find such specifications for such a low price. There's plenty of dial options available for this piece. Personally, I would opt for the navy blue. The pictures that I have seen from people that have bought one are insanely beautiful. It's available through the Time Culture watch store and I've linked them in the description. St. Martin have been a constant on the watch scene since I started reviewing pieces, so it'd be pretty ludicrous not to include them in this list. I found myself quite drawn to their GMT that comes with a mixture of inspiration from the Black Bay GMT and the Explorer 2. With the classic colour tones of the Arctic Explorer 2 and that snowflake handset from Tudor, this one's hard to ignore. It makes for a brilliant homage to two of the most popular GMTs on the Swiss market. A 39mm casing packed with an NH34 movement and a sapphire domed crystal. This one would be hard to pass up at £115. There's not usually much that you can get for that type of money on the market, but this piece definitely provides more than the price tag suggests. And you can get it from the St. Martin official store. Now for a brand that I actually haven't seen before. I spotted this Taigeer while I was searching through the market and it's an absolute stunner. I might stir up a little bit of a discussion here, but to me, this really does have a look of a Christopher Ward. If it's anywhere near that type of quality, then this could be the best buy of the sale at around £160. It's packed with the PT5000 movement, and as you know, that is probably one of my favourite budget movements available to date. If I was going to pick out of this bunch, I think I'd have to go for the milky white dial. It gives me a little bit of a vintage feel to it, but that ice blue is also a real killer. This one's available from the Time Dock watch store. Now, we all know that Seagull are one of the most prestigious watchmakers out of China. I've reviewed this Bauhaus inspired piece before on the channel, and when I saw that it was available for around £100, it had to be included. When I reviewed it, I absolutely fell in love with its minimalistic design notes and tiny splashes of colour. It's packed with a Seagull automatic movement, if I remember right. It's the ST17. This one's just ideal if you want that minimalistic dress style piece for your collection. It's not as quite set in its design notes as some of the German pieces that you see on the market. It does add a slight bit more flair to the design, and that's what I really love about it. As well as that, it also has the backing of a brand name that is so underrated in the watch world. Available through the Seagull official store. I think this one has real potential to be a star throughout this sale. Chronos aren't a brand that I see much of these days, but rest assured they are still producing absolutely beautiful watches. Their latest mix of what I would say is a Royal Oak crossed with a IWC Engineer is really packing a punch. £185 for a PT5000 packed watch from a really quality Chinese watchmaker. This one could be an absolute stunner. There's also the option to get it cheaper on a leather band, but I think that this bracelet really does make the piece, and that's definitely what I would opt for. Out of the three, I think the blue dial is definitely my favourite, but that white with gold tones is a very close second, and you can pick it up through the Chronos official store. So, one of my absolute favourite additions to the AliExpress market. Tactical Frog. I've mentioned this solar powered beauty a couple of times on the channel before. Most recently is when they released it with these beautiful mixed coloured sub-dial options. I think that splash of colour on that really classic Seiko inspired design is just a winner for me. It takes it away from the straight homage that not everyone's a fan of into their own sort of inspired look. The colour definitely doesn't hurt it at all. With the solar Seiko movement in the back, the sapphire crystal and the ceramic bezel, this one really does pack a specification sheet much higher than the price of £120 suggests. The price is incredible, the dial is gorgeous, and the specifications are there to match. The Time Dock official watch store have this one out under £120 throughout the sale, and I've linked them in the description. Now, the absolute bargain that I promised you. Drum roll, please. Obviously, it's a Pagani design. For the tiny sum of £30, you can pick up this SEAMASTER 57 inspired homage. I've reviewed this on the channel. I've owned one myself. I absolutely loved it, and it was one that plenty of people paid attention to when I wore it. It's an iconic design that has been rethought for the absolute bargain budget market that Pagani design play in. I can't believe this is only 30 quid. I personally pay more for my Sunday takeaways. The VK movement, the sapphire crystal, the looks of this piece, it's just a killer. And if you're going to spend 30 quid on anything this week, it should be that. I don't imagine these will be around for long due to the stock levels, but if you're interested, get on one early, get it in your basket, get it on its way to you. You will not regret it at that price. It's available from the Pagani Design brand flagship store, and I've linked them in the description. That's it for another sale. You won't see this type of video until the 11/11 sale this year now. So make the most of those prices, because some of them are just insane. Remember, I've linked all of those stores in the description. Make sure you shop around, make sure you get the best price, and obviously make sure you use your coupons to bring it down that bit more. Remember to subscribe for more watch content, and I will see you in the next one.